not on time, you're not leaving on time.
Passengers mix it with the stars.
I understand.
And businessmen go mad in Spain.
Oh, well, that went well.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
It's another busy day at Luton Airport for Easyjet, and already there are delays. A technical problem is holding up the flight to Zurich, and out on the apron, the dispatcher's priority is to get back on schedule as soon as possible. They've said no to a passenger who's turned up late for the flight. But inside the terminal, the argument is not over yet.
You're trying, you're just not being flexible enough. Part of this service, customer service, is about flexibility.
Not when it comes to our on-time performance.
But you're not on time, you're not leaving on time. The plane is sitting there on the runway.
If we accept you, the aircraft will be delayed further, and that can't happen. I checked with dispatch and we can't get you on it.
Mrs. Choti had planned to meet her husband at the airport for their flight home to Zurich, but she arrived after the check-in had closed.
I'm due on the flight, 6:20 to Zurich tonight. My husband, who is also in London, has made it because he's probably got the trains, connections properly. I didn't make it. I've been rushing here to get here. And I've just missed it. There's 20 minutes still to go for the plane. I mean, I've been queuing here. There's no customer service. Nobody's saying, are you trying to get to Zurich? What time? Whatever. Just queue up here until you scream and shout. So I'm trying to get on this 6:20 flight, which is delayed, which isn't leaving. It's sitting on the runway, but I can't get on it.
Every day, Supervisor Leo Jones faces the same demands from late passengers, but it's dispatch who call the shots.
We've just tried. You can listen to me double check. Wait there. No chance at all. No. Okay, thanks. We can't get you on it.
Why not?
Because the check-in's closed and all the figures and all the paperwork's gone to the dispatcher now. You've seen me try with the dispatcher. What else do you expect me to do?
I've got half my family on the flight.
I can't. I can't. Your family's on the flight?
Yes, you can ask. You can check if my husband's
Irrelevant
on the
of
flight.
that, I can't get you on.
For the moment, it seems there's no persuading dispatch to let Mrs. Choti on the flight. At Easyjet's second base in Liverpool, one of the check-in assistants is suffering from a case of passenger fatigue.
CBVV.
Okay, just your surname, please.
Pardon?
Your surname.
Connor.
After a year in the job, Alex Passard is about to exchange people for planes.
It's Wednesday, my final day. Can't wait. There's days when I've been going home and my head's been pounding like with that, you know, the pain. Because passengers just really wind me up.
Next week, Alex moves from passenger services to operations as a trainee dispatcher.
I think it's more of a lad's job, you know what I mean? Not that this is I'm not being sexist there, by the way. I'll be receiving one of these next week.
For the last time, he hands over the load sheets giving passenger numbers to dispatcher Stephen Quirk. Next week, he'll be one of them.
The race against time, because, as I say, we've got about 20, 25 minutes to get everyone on board, get the aircraft fueled, all the bags on board. And I believe that 25 minutes goes quick, so there's the challenge. Once everything's sorted on board the aircraft, everyone's on board, all the bags are sorted, it's all fueled. I'll be in the FMC there and basically pushing the aircraft back.
It's not till Monday, I think. So I came over myself from passenger services, so he should do well. He's a good lad.
But Alex faces a tough training period before he'll be allowed to take sole charge of dispatching an aircraft.
I won't fail because, you know, it's something I want to do, so when there's something I want to do, I work hard for it, so, and that's what I'm prepared to do. I think the first one I do is going to be scary, though. Big time.
But if he makes it in dispatch, at least Alex will be able to show the passengers who's boss.
Put it this way, I think I'll be able to shout at them more when I see them with a mobile phone outside. So I'll be like, "Now turn that mobile off!" Instead of, "Could you please turn that mobile off? Thank you."
Excuse me. Do you think you could let my husband know that I'm going to get
But
there
once you
tonight?
come to the front of the queue, there's other people in it at the moment.
I didn't know that you wanted me to come to the front of the queue.
Well, no, you need to wait with everyone else because other people
I'm
who queuing up
waiting.
before you. Yeah.
I've got to wait.
Back at Luton, it's still a no for Mrs. Choti on the Zurich flight. She's now been transferred to Geneva, but Leo faces a tricky situation. The Zurich plane is still on the ground.
Oh my God. How long's it delayed altogether?
How long is the delay?
Dispatch ain't going to take. I have to plead with her. Because it's going to be a nightmare. Having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. The aircraft's delayed 1.5 hours. Her family's in there in the departure lounge. She's on the Geneva, so they're going to be congregating in the departure lounge together. But they've spoken to dispatch, pleaded with them, and there's no way you can get them on them because she's got bags as well, which I can understand. I mean, it's like the greatest good for the greatest number. We've got 145 people on it who are going to go on time. But if we make an amendment to the paperwork, we're going to get a delay on it. I'm just going to plead with dispatch one more time. That's all I can do, really.
Leo makes a last-ditch attempt to head off embarrassment for Easyjet.
Hi, it's Leo. I rang about 15 minutes ago and spoke to someone down there, and they said that we couldn't take any LMCs on the Zurich, sorry. But it's really, really urgent. It's because the family is already on the Zurich and they're in the departure lounge, and she's going to Geneva, so they're going to be congregating in the middle.
Mrs. Choti has no idea of the pressure Leo is applying behind the scenes.
We can take them. Superb. Cheers, mate. Thank you. We're going to take them now after all that. Can you believe it? She wasn't the nicest people as well. I think people think they can come, and if they shout, "I want to get on my flight," they think they can get on it. And it's not because of that. Which she's obviously going to think it is.
But Mrs. Choti has already heard the good news and is all set to join her husband for the flight home to Zurich.
I think I'm relieved. It's a good story in the end. So, but I think one had to make a fuss to get there, otherwise you were not going to get anywhere.
Out on the apron, dispatch are back on schedule, just in time for some visitors who've come to observe Easyjet's business operation. Supervisor Debbie Clark is showing round 3 graduate business students who've been studying the airline's methods as part of their course.
And that's what we say to passengers, you know, if you're late, we won't wait. So.
How's it actually affected the operation? Has it sped things up, kept costs down?
Ed Ad's head Grant and his colleagues are coming to the end of 12 months hard studying to become Masters of Business Administration.
A trip like this to the airport, to actually go behind the scenes, is great for us to apply all the theory that we've learnt in the classroom to a real-life situation.
The bags fall down. You're going to slow them down.
I'm surprised it hasn't actually got sidebars. I mean, there's nothing to hold that on.
But now the end of the studying is in sight, and these future industry high flyers are looking for some fun.
We'll be back here in a couple of weeks to travel again, actually. The suit and tie will disappear, and we're into shorts and T-shirt, because we are out to Spain to a famous tomato festival, where we're going to celebrate how much we've done this year. But it's where we're going to let some steam off and just reflect on the whole year that we've been through together.
Out go the students, and in comes a Hollywood star. It's a busy day for passenger services, but check-in assistant Helen Skeggs has time to ask passenger Vinnie Jones for a special request.
Mr. Jones?
Yeah.
Do me one favour, could you?
What's that, love?
Give me an autograph.
The famous tough guy is off to Inverness to show his more gentle side.
We're going to Scotland for a bit of golf for the children's charity. Like a Wish Foundation. You know, when the kids are dying and they want their last wish. So we're going up with Rick Wakeman and we've got to play 4 golf courses in one day tomorrow.
Do you know whose autograph we're getting? Who is that? Vinnie Jones. How much money are you hoping to raise in this charity thing?
We've got 60 grand at the moment.
60 grand.
Yeah, already, yeah.
Any good at golf then?
I'm not very good, no.
So you don't need a caddy?
Well, I don't practice enough. Come here then. The other hand, it's not that hand, it's that hand. All right?
Coming up, Hollywood's hardest man meets Easyjet's toughest lady.
I've got bigger lessons. Come on then, let's go.
Passengers go ballistic when their bags go missing.
I'm only here till Sunday. If mine doesn't arrive till midway tomorrow, what's the point?
And the business students under fire in Spain.
And I thought you'd be bigger.
Thanks.
Well,
we've let you down today, then, haven't we?
Yeah, I've got big enough. Come on then, let's go.
Escorting celebrities like Vinnie Jones is a perk of the job for dispatcher Jane Bolton, and it gives her a chance to see how the stars measure up.
It's a bit skinnier than I thought he would be. Better looking though. Well, all that you've ever seen on the telly comes across, God, it sounds really awful, but a bit, all right, mate. Do you know what I mean? But it's not, it's quite nice. Well, from the 5 minutes, it's quite nice looking. I wouldn't say no. It's all right, actually. Nice eyes. Quite nice.
From one of Easyjet's most experienced dispatchers to the newest. In Liverpool, it's Alex Passad's first day in the job. Even though he's worked as a check-in assistant for over a year, today he starts all over again at the bottom.
Well, you better wear that now.
OK, thank you.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
But station manager Andy Redman spots a problem with the new boy.
Maybe not. They're not still toe cap, are they? Right then. Take a seat.
Alex has already had to work hard to impress Andy and show the qualities needed for his dream job.
Smartness, intelligence, punctuality, the usual stuff. Care and consideration, which he must have had from passenger services. Willingness, which he's shown an awful lot of willingness, and pleading and begging, I suppose. So that's why he's got it. Oh, he gets a chance at it anyway. He's got to prove himself first.
How do these clip-ons work?
Alex is already beginning to look the part, but he faces a tough challenge ahead.
Can we get you anything from the trolleys also? Drinks, thanks?
It's time to relax for the business students now on their way to Spain. But Chief Purser Bob Brain is surprised to find out just how they'll be letting their hair down.
Tomato festival?
A tomato festival, yeah.
This might be a silly question, but what is the tomato festival?
Well, it's a celebration of the tomato, which basically means 7 20-ton trucks running down the small alleys just west of Valencia, dumping their loaded tomatoes, and everyone picks them up and throws them at each other.
What sort of clothes do you wear for this tomato throw?
Well, we like the look of your shirts and make good targets.
In keeping, actually, with the branding.
Otherwise disposable shirts.
Disposables, yeah. OK.
Be like
Sorry, guys,
tomato sauce at each other.
We're completely out of tomato juice.
Yeah,
There's no cheese and tomato sandwiches.
No, we'll bring some back for you on the way back, if you're lucky, Bob.
Have a great time. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Down on the ground in Liverpool, Alex is shown the procedure for inspecting an aircraft before takeoff. There's a lot to learn as he shadows trainer Ken Brockway.
4 seconds for pod all the time.
Alex has weeks of intensive training ahead before he'll be allowed any real responsibility. But at least he's given one small job, and it's chocks away. Also under instruction are the Masters of Business Administration, now close to their destination in Spain.
Ed, can you tell us about the technique of throwing tomatoes, please?
The technique of throwing tomatoes isn't that complicated, I must confess. It's a matter of literally bending down to the floor, picking up one ripe, red, juicy tomato, squeezing to break the skin, and then chucking as hard as possible at whichever victim you may sniper on.
Each year in August, the normally sleepy village of Buñol near Valencia is the site of a bizarre ritual. 25,000 visitors from all over the world join the locals for La Tomatina, the festival where people throw tomatoes at each other.
I think I'm fully prepared. The tomatoes are coming, and I'm going to get covered in them. Incoming! Guys, let's get our heads down, huh?
Future captain of industry Ed can't resist organising the troops.
Stay there, let's go, stay there!
Ed and his fellow students have spent the last year studying up to 80 hours a week. Now, before they take their final exams, they're letting off some steam. 120,000 kilos of tomatoes later, it's a quick hose down and back to school for Ed and the boys.
This is definitely the right place to prepare yourself for a corporate finance exam. So, recommended to all the MBAs. We talk about going into zones of discomfort, and today I think we've found some great zones of discomfort to experience. Cheers.
But there's no cause for celebration back in Luton. The early evening flight from Edinburgh has just landed, without most of the passengers' luggage, thanks to a broken baggage belt.
You can imagine how they're feeling. If I'd lost my bag, I would be fed up. So you can sympathise with them, but unfortunately, it happens.
Supervisor Maria Reeder will have to deal with the problem, and it looks bad. The paperwork confirms over 100 bags are still in Edinburgh. It's time to break the bad news to the passengers.
Can I just have your attention for a minute? As you're probably aware, a lot of the bags didn't arrive. If we could ask you to go through to the main terminal area, to desks 58 and 59, we're going to fill out the forms that we do for bags not arriving. Yeah.
This is absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous.
But you shouldn't have taken off the bags.
You should have waited.
You knew you'd only about half a dozen bags on that flight. I'm only here till Sunday. If mine doesn't arrive till midway tomorrow, what's the point?
I get to Birmingham. Say, I'm in the same position.
How am I meant to get home?
I'm in exactly the same position. What are you going to do about it?
Have you got car keys in your bag?
My car keys are in my bag. My car's in a...
How am I meant to get home? We've got a 2-hour drive. 2-hour drive? It's already been
Have
an
you
hour
got car
and
keys
a
in your
half
bag?
delay.
All right,
It's in my car, so I've got no way.
Speed as we go through regarding that. Oh, well, that went well. Not very happy. I can understand why they're not very happy, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do except for get them their bags back.
In the terminal, Easyjet staff try to deal with the problem of reuniting virtually a whole flight with their luggage. The frustrations soon begin to show.
You can't have a plane load of people being processed by one person filling in a form.
I believe there should be 2 on the desks at the moment.
There are 2. It's still going to take a long time. And even the girl on the desk admits it's going to take hours. I don't think it's acceptable.
The missing bags are due in on a later flight. The passengers have been told they can either wait an estimated 4 hours or have their luggage delivered to them the following day.
I'm supposed to wait here till midnight.
Unfortunately, let me just see whether your bag has come in.
For some passengers, like Anne Moynihan and her children, the problem could spoil a whole weekend.
So this is a birthday treat for my daughter, myself, and my father to see my fair lady. It's not turning into much of a treat at home, I'm afraid. It's going to take hours for us to get into London. And we're only here till Sunday lunchtime. It's really extreme.
We'll see if we can get some more people on
No,
those desks.
and the laugh is, I've got to come back down with a child for a hospital appointment on Wednesday to Brompton from Edinburgh. We're going by the train, and I must admit, I wish I could come by train this time. Come on.
The way you do it, maybe.
Ian Southwell won't be going anywhere unless his luggage arrives.
My car's sitting on the car park up there. My car keys are in my bag. I've got to drive back to Birmingham. I won't be getting back till about 3 in the morning. I was meant to be going out and everything. It's Friday night and I'm stuck in an airport till 12. It's a joke, man.
Well, some passengers have no choice but to stay in the airport. Others leave, hoping their bags will catch up with them. And on shift till 7 a.m, it's not over yet for Maria. But at Liverpool, another Easyjet worker has come to the end of his shift. After a tough first day in dispatch, Alex Passard heads for a chat with former workmate Leanne Chung.
So do you like it better than here?
Well, put it like, I like today, put it that way. I enjoyed today.
No nasty passengers?
No.
What have you been doing?
Headsets and sitting in pushbacks, basically.
Pushbacks, like?
Sitting in the pushbacks.
You sat in one before, though, haven't you?
Yeah. The headsets are good.
Are they?
Yeah, I like doing them.
What do you say to the captain? I always ask, but no one ever tells me.
Basically, he's there saying stuff like, just asking whether all the doors are closed and, you know what I mean, all the checks have been done. You're basically repeating what he's just said, saying, yeah, everything's sorted, but in better language.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my driving permit, and then, because that's when I'll be able to do more. You know, like, because really I can only, a lot of it's just watching at the moment.
We still love you even though you're a traitor.
Thank you.
You are a traitor, though. I was very disappointed when you were leaving, very disappointed. If you want to come back, we'll have you. Anytime.
in my eyes, I see it as progression, so that's what life is all about.
At Luton Airport, it's now past midnight. The passengers who stayed on in the terminal are finally informed their luggage has arrived from Edinburgh.
We've got a meeting tomorrow. Just absolutely pathetic, is it not? Well, I hope you should get more than 10.
Results.
It's been a long wait, but the day is still not quite over for Ian Southwell.
He's got 2, that's it.
There we go. It's my keys, I can get home now, I tell you. At least I go home.
Shattered. Shattered but pleased. At the end of the day, we're customer service, and that's what we're here to do. And if passengers lose bags, we have to reunite them. And that's what we've done, so job well done.
Who, Johnny?
Vinnie Jones helped raise £50,000 for the children's charity. Ed Adshead Grant passed his exams and is now a corporate finance director. The Moynihans' bags were not delivered till 10:30 the following evening, but the families still enjoyed their weekend.